Community Climate Action Network, Tāmaki Makaurau, welcomes you to our April Hui Speaker Spotlight.
Brigitte, a really big warm welcome.
Well, okay, it's a pleasure to be with you here today, and thank you so much for inviting me to share some of the Repair Cafe journey with you. So, who has heard of a Repair Cafe? Who hasn't heard of a Repair Cafe? Ooh, that's wonderful. Everyone has heard of a Repair Cafe. Who has been to a Repair Cafe? The majority, I would say, or half at least, which is wonderful. So yes, I am the founder of Repair Network Aotearoa, and the journey started with actually a Repair Cafe project here in Auckland that went for 2 years and was funded by Auckland Council between 2017 and 19. And then, of course, as you all remember, COVID came along and a lot of things closed down, and our little steering committee shrunk to 3 members. And we thought we need to reach out to others and see, if there's interest in what can we do. So that was basically the birth of the national organisation, Repair Network Aotearoa. We started as Repair Cafe Aotearoa, grassroots. At the same time, we also looked at legislation. So when we launched officially Repair Network Aotearoa, we actually launched at the same time the first ever right to repair petition here in Aotearoa, Make It Our Right to Repair. And that was like a real big moment for us. And it was wonderful because the Repair Cafes showed you, what difficulties and challenges people experience, when they attempt to repair their belongings. And all this, we then started also collecting data, and this data, of course, feeds information and research and evidence. Oh, is it like this? Is that better? Yes. This sounds really loud. Okay, but you've heard what I've said so far, is that correct? Okay, wonderful, thank you. So, this data informs also, our research, which then contributes to our presentations for the right to repair. Do we have some slides? Yeah. Thank you. So this is the vision that was created in late 2020, early 2021. And it's really about bringing all the sectors together. And all the little repair cafes, of which we have now over 75, and they are growing, as we speak. And that's the community aspect. And we were umbrellaed by the Zero Waste Network. Thank you very much for 4 years of umbrelling us. We are now actually a charitable trust, yay. So we also connected with environment hubs and all the sharing economy driven projects like tool libraries and maker spaces, time banks. So that was on the community ground. But we also connected with repair businesses. Businesses that already produce repairable products or are on their sustainability journey, where they are thinking and considering of integrating repair into their operations. We've also connected with the education sector because we do have very skilled repairers at repair cafes, but we also want to offer mentoring, and we also want to support the culture of repair back into New Zealand, because this is really, how we started, at least as the colonizers, may I say, in that respect, I could actually mention to you that we are starting a master study this second semester this year that will go over 2 years, looking at Maori perspective of repair in the traditional and also contemporary sense. And it will be very exciting because this is hopefully going to lead, this movement as well. And something exciting to look forward to. So one of our main partners is Parakore, of course, and we'll also Parakore ki Tāmaki. So we are working on repair cafes and bringing them also into Maori organisations and marae. Parallel, we also started to work with councils. And currently, over 50% of the repair cafes are supported by the local council, and we would like to make this 100% this year. So that's one of our goals. Another important aspect is that we connected with the international community. So, as many of you may know, Repair Cafes actually were originated in the Netherlands, 2009, and they're now all over the world. I think 160 something countries. And 3,000 Repair Cafes run on a regular basis, which is amazing. So we reached out to them, but also, of course, organizations that work for the right to repair. And as you may be aware, right to repair is a movement that is very strong in Europe and in the States for over 20 years, and it takes time. So we just started this journey. So we started with a petition, and then we presented this to the then Minister for the Environment, David Parker, and then all submissions, which was supported by many organizations, which was fantastic. And the next one, next slide. Yes, so now we're at the stage, we're the Green Party, who we helped write a bill. And so you probably all have heard about this, I guess, right? The Right to Repair Bill, Consumer Guarantees Right to Repair Amendment Bill. And so it's going to its first reading in 19th of February this year, finally. And actually today is the first hearing of the oral submissions, which is amazing. And thank you also to everyone, who put in the written submissions. So that's a big applause, I think, for everyone, please. We don't know the number of the submissions yet, because it's not up on the Parliament page, but we're expecting this, hopefully sometime soon. And there should be a link on our website as well where you can look this up. So each submission that has been submitted will be publicly visible, which will be really interesting. And today I listened to some of the submissions, and Beautification Trust, where are you? Yay! They spoke today really, really beautifully. And there was also a Catholic organization from Wellington there, and they said to us that the Pope approves of the bill. That's amazing, because he believes in environmental care and encourages, believers, to take care of the environment, and repair is one of those options. So I was delighted to hear this. So of course there are some people who object to this bill, and it's actually quite good for us to learn, because we were presenting, we are scheduled for the 8th of May to present at the Right to Repair Coalition, and so it's quite nice to know, what others think, and we can just put this into our presentation on the 8th of May. We'll let you know when this is happening. It's actually, we are present on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram. So these are the main channels where you find us. You can also subscribe to our newsletter through our website. Right. So this is quite interesting to see, because you can see the progress of a bill. So it will take time, just saying, So the bill was introduced, and this was just a pure chance, right? That it was pulled out of the ballot bin. Biscuit bin. And first reading, Select Committee, and we expect the report on the 19th of August by the Select Committee. Then it will go to second reading. Hopefully the Select Committee recommends the second reading, and then we pass the second reading, right? The first reading only passed by 2 votes. So it was the Green Party, Māori Party, Te Pāti Māori, Labour and New Zealand First. Ta-da! Yeah, so we've got National and ACT, not so keen currently, but we'll see what happens. But it would be great if it would go through the second reading, because then you can go to the committee of the whole House, and third reading, and so forth. So yes, thank you for your patience. It just takes time, but internationally that shows us as well. Those things, processes take time. And there will be follow-ups, of course, as well, because manufacturers don't necessarily are so keen on some of the aspects, right? If I could go two slides back, please. Because this I wanted to show you, because you've seen the eco system, that I showed you to begin with. It's all the pretty little pictures. So now, those groups have actually formed into 5 or pillars, of the repair movement and Right to Repair Aotearoa Trust. So we've got the community here with repair cafes. We're also doing research in those, and you find some of the papers on our website. And this is one of the strongest pillars. Then we have the Right to Repair coalition as well. So these are the 2 strongest, and they work very, very closely together. But we also, as I mentioned, work with education, councils, and the business sector. And the wonderful thing is that these are all now strong subgroups, but they're all interlinked. And it is really, the purpose is to foster repair culture in Aotearoa. And this is really exciting to see how people are coming together, and we're not working in competition, we're actually working in collaboration, and we share a vision, right, of people feeling empowered and and taking care of the environment, taking care of themselves and their belongings.
Wonderful. So I think you've just explained it so well, and Brigitte, you just hold it together in terms of that vision across Aotearoa for us all to be working collaboratively with Repair Aotearoa Network as well. So that's absolutely amazing. Do we have any questions from the room?
Do you speak to manufacturers, and if so, what do they say?
We are not speaking directly to manufacturers. We are not speaking directly to manufacturers, but that is a good point. I mean, I think we will probably have to at some point, you know. So
we imagine it's a range, you know. So.
Yes, you know, and also of course we in New Zealand we import a lot of products as well. So that means that we are actually connecting with our international collaborators and just gauge, you know, their connection. Yeah, but thanks for the question. But it's a good point. Yeah, we need to do that. Lovely. Another question, please.
Yes, I mean, sort of further to your question. So, because as I'm sure you're aware, one of the issues is that a lot of products are not built specifically in the same way that they're used to. Yeah, I guess it was much a comment as a question. Like, I guess. What are some kind of the areas that you've had more kind of, I guess, progress in, and maybe not so much others? But, like, I guess what have you found are like the easiest products to kind of repair or like, you know, actually way up on getting the shop go?
Yeah, thank you. So the question is around repairability of products, right? Yeah. And also due to the design of the product. Yeah, and you're right. You know that a lot of products are designed for, you know, planned obsolescence, so they're not functional. You can't even access sometimes them, you know, to attempt to repair them. So these are all challenges that are also worked with internationally. You know, so, and again, I mean, these are long processes because they're legal processes, and there's also IP and lots of different, you know, intellectual property, lots of different aspects involved. And so that's why I'm saying, you know, it will take time, but because we are supported internationally, I think this really will help New Zealand, you know, to move forward. And like the digitalization of products is also a challenge. Yeah, like you can see with many products, like also like tractors, for example. You know, so but there are, you know, legal procedures in process. You know, for example, in the States. So this is probably something we can learn from, and also probably need to engage in as well at some point. Kia ora. Oh, one more question.
When you talk about repair education, where is that happening? What is that?
What we are looking at is, you know, working together with universities. For example, what do you call them? Engineers, right? Yeah. So sorry about this. No offense. I hope there's no engineer in the room, and if you are, my deep apologies. Yeah. So so that's what we're starting to do. You know, so working with introducing repair cafes and repair stations, you know, at universities. For example, there's also a repair station, a permanent repair station at the Canterbury University now, in the makerspace, and we are starting to work with Auckland University as well. It's super exciting. Of course, trying to bring repair into primary schools, secondary schools, you know. So on their programs available that we have available. So we just need to find the right channels, you know, to kind of like start the process. Thanks for the question. Cool. Oh, one more question. One last question, right?
Yeah, one last one.
Kia ora koutou, ko Simon Boots of Tāmaki Community Hub. Sorry, not a question, just an example. And now maybe for your work on the Repair Cafe. We had a toaster that wasn't working. And my partner took it to the retailer that we bought it from and said, can we get this repaired? The retailer said, no, but we can replace it. Looked at our receipt and said, oh, and can you bring your kettle in as well? And we said, there's nothing wrong with the kettle. And they said, but you bought it as a set. So they said they wanted both. And we said, what will you do with these? They said, we will dump them. A perfectly working kettle would be dumped as part of the policy of dealing with returns. So we saw the foolishness in that, and we were fortunate. We had the Challenges South Repair Cafe a couple of weeks later, so we were able to get it fixed there. But it just shows the scale, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic example, and probably everyone can relate to this. So yes, replacement over repair. That's just a common practice right now, and this is challenged also in this bill as well. And if this bill, and when this bill goes through, then that means that repair will take priority and repair will be accessible. Yes. Kia ora tātou.
Thank you again, Brigitte. That's absolutely amazing and so inspirational.
Community Climate Action Network, Tāmaki Makaurau.